trauma's coming from the inside. I don't know why, but I have things to say, and for some reason I feel like I need to hold the microphone. This is like my TED Talk, I guess. So, if you've watched my past couple of videos, I know I have talked a lot about like figuring out my traumas, figuring out my traumas and like where they came from and stuff. I've come to the realization, and I think this goes for a lot of people, you don't necessarily feel your emotions, you just rationalize them and you're very aware of them, but you separate yourself from them, so you don't actually feel them. They're not happening to you, you're simply observing them. And even if you can like pinpoint, oh, this is because this, I feel this because this, but you're still like thinking about it like outside, not really like in here feeling it, which I think I kind of became my own therapist, because I mean I can't afford therapy, but the realizations that I've had within the past 2 weeks are actually insane. One thing that helped me a lot and truly like made things connect for me was this guy on YouTube who his channel is Newman of Knowledge. He's really helpful, and just the way that he explains things, and like, I don't know, I feel like he's literally telling you how to have your brain work normally in a way that like is actually achievable, or like makes you feel like it's achievable. I don't know how to describe it, but just the way that he says things makes things click. I feel like he's literally like, most of everything that he talks about, I feel like that's literally like me. And he's just like I don't know. Okay, I don't know. You should definitely check him out, because the things he helps you realize and work through are just incredible. And so if you have watched a couple of my videos, I have talked about how I was able to pinpoint a couple of my traumas and like where they came from. And my main two were shame and just like generally like not feeling good enough. Because of Newman of Knowledge, I was able to add a third thing on here: perfectionism. I never realized that's what I had. I didn't know that was just the way that the definition I would think of perfectionism did not apply to me. I didn't know you could be perfectionist within the ways of just everything, honestly. For some reason, I thought perfectionism was only in like achievement wise things, like, oh, I'm need to do every single little thing perfectly, like minute details of like a project that you're working on, just like stuff that you're like putting out, like a product. Perfectionist in that sense. I didn't know that it could actually apply to your behaviors and just like the way that you think. Interruptions never stop. I don't even know how to, after I get easily distracted. Perfectionism. So yeah, apparently you can't be perfectionistic about the way that you behave, which I didn't know. And because of Newman of Knowledge, I actually realized this, and I was like, unlocked just so many emotions from my childhood. And I realized, as a Hispanic, I believe that being perfectionist stems from always hearing the phrase "hazlo bien" growing up. And I don't know if it's just my family or a lot of other Hispanic families do this, but for some reason when you're teaching a child or helping them do something that they may have just learned to do, and they're kind of like getting in the habit of doing it again, an adult would tell them, hazlo bien, do it good, because you technically already know how to do it, so you should do it good, amazing, every single time that you do this thing again. Also, I have learned and have been wanting to detach from social media-esque views and just like a lot of the feelings that they make you feel. Inadequacy, lots of inadequacy, feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be because so many other people your age or younger are doing way more than you are right now. Just a lot of like negative feelings that come from social media. There's a lot of hee-hee ha's, but also just a lot of negativity. It makes it seem, social media makes it seem like you should be 100% good at everything, or just like whatever you do, it should be your 100%, which from a mentally ill girly, that's not right. You don't have to be perfect at everything by any means. It's okay if giving it your best shot is only 80%. Something that helped me also like work through this is you don't really have to like just believe in yourself or just trust yourself. The way that I kind of work through this is just appreciate what you can do. And also appreciate what you can't do. Just be as grateful for what you can do and as you are for what you can't do, because nobody else is doing every single thing at 100%. So just the way that you would appreciate what they can't do and just say, wow, but they do this really well, even if it's not extremely 100%, they're still doing a little bit of this thing. So why would I knock them or tear them down for lacking in other aspects? The same thing you should think about yourself. So even though I'm not where I want to be, I'm still doing a lot of these things that I want to be doing. Maybe not the best, but I'm still trying. Just be grateful for trying and just really learn to enjoy whatever your best is. Talking about perfectionism and the way of how I feel it and didn't realize it was perfectionism, the way in how social media goes about self-love also I do not like. Again, Newman of Knowledge really like brought this up and explained it, and I'm like, you got it. The way that people make self-love look so easy online feels kind of just like such a superficial thing. Like self-love, self-care, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna love myself after. Not everybody can do that. Like I myself am extremely harsh on myself. I get very anxious in social situations, and I oftentimes, whenever I'm having a conversation with somebody, I think more about myself than I do them in the actual conversation. I could be talking to them and I'm like, oh, is my mouth moving in a weird way? Does my hair look okay? Did I say the right thing? Do I seem awkward to them? My lips feel chapped. Can they tell that my lips are chapped? Can they see my pores? Like, just, I'm still aware and I'm having that conversation with them, but these are the things that are also simultaneously going on in my mind. And I learned that this is actually kind of perfectionism as well, because I just want to have that perfect interaction with somebody and be able to leave that interaction without feeling like I didn't do something good enough. Which Newman of Knowledge also points out that perfectionism goes hand in hand with anxiety and depression and many other things, which makes sense. Something that helped me though with the self-love aspect of things, and is honestly I feel like truly now actually like clicking in my head, when somebody says like, oh, just fully love yourself and nothing else will matter. To me, that just sounds ingenuine. Like, can somebody actually truly love themselves in every aspect? The way to rephrase this also is just like not loving yourself because everything you do it well and you do it amazing and it just comes so easily to you, but loving yourself exactly how you are, just doing what you can do and being appreciative and grateful for what you can do, but also what you can't do. And that's okay. And I've learned that just saying, and that's okay, for a lot of these things actually helps you. Um, and like, it's also hard working on perfectionism, being a perfectionist, because you'll try and you'll be doing really good, but as soon as you have one step back, you're super hard on yourself and you're like, oh no, I didn't do that well. So it's really hard because it's so easy to go back into that same little loop. But you've had these perfectionist issues for years and years before. So you're not going to be able to work on this or make this better in a couple of months. You could be doing really good in a couple of months and then have a setback, and that's okay. You are allowed to have that mess up because you're undoing years worth of lies essentially that you've told yourself, that you now have to unlearn and untell yourself and not have those be the very first thing that pop into your mind. The moment you love yourself, you won't want to be anybody else. The moment you come to accept what you can do and appreciate what you can't do, you'll be perfectly fine being the way you are. And you'll start to notice that everybody else is also exactly the same. Nobody can truly do everything at 100%. I also have realized that I feel like I mix up confidence with comfortability. Confidence. I, for some reason, interpreted confidence as being proud of yourself and just, oh, nothing really matters. Like, I'm good with who I am. I don't know why, but I think I actually found the correct wording for me truly to understand what confidence is and be able to have some confidence. Comfortability. I saw somebody say, you may not be able to fully love your body, but just be comfortable with it. In the wise words of Rihanna, I believe. And that's so true. Like, again, I don't think anybody can 100% love everything because it's 100%. Like, because they're doing everything that's so good. I've had many issues with my personal body. And I never felt like proud. Like, yeah, this is my body. I love it. Like, I don't care what anybody says. And once I thought of it as comfortability, I was like, well, I'm okay with my body. Like, I don't love it, but it's okay. Like, I don't hate it most of the time. Do I want to change some aspects of it? Yes, but it's okay. And that really like set me free for some reason, and I just walk differently, I guess. I don't know. I still don't know how to how to iterate this and how it's like the gears are turning in here, but I hope you kind of got a little of what I'm trying to say. You are everything you are every version of yourself all at once. Sometimes I'm more reserved. Sometimes I'm a homebody, but every now and then I will want to go on a ranger. I can be a homebody, but also simultaneously be extroverted. And that's okay. You don't have to be the specific rigid thing of who you are, which I feel like social media kind of makes this more of a thing. At least for me, I felt like, oh, like they know who they are. They're this, and this. Making me feel like, well, I'm this, but this, but this, but this. They don't mix with one another. So I have to find what does mix, and then this is who I am. But that's not it. And this also goes with confidence and self-love, because whenever you feel your best and you're like, oh, I look good today, everything about the day, like your mood elevated, you feel good, you feel pretty, you feel like you can socialize a little bit better because you feel like people are seeing you in a better light. But even when you feel like you don't look your best or your outfit isn't that pretty today, you can still behave and step into a situation with the feelings that you have whenever you do feel like you look the best in other people's perspective or even your own perspective as well. Because at the end of the day, you still are that same person. You still have that energy within you. Just because you don't feel it that day doesn't mean you can't be that. You can be anything you want to be. That is who you are. Even if it is very drastic, it's okay. And the same thing with confidence, with perfectionism. I often, when I realize things and have some things that are like, oh, this is changing my life, I try to work on it and I do good. And then suddenly I fall back into my old habits and I feel extremely down and upset with myself. Again, with that whole perfectionism thing, it's okay to have bad days. You are at the start of having consistent confidence and just trust within yourself. And it's okay if you mess up, because this is just elongating these new habits and reinforcing these new habits in the long run. So this is me falling in love with myself and hopefully helping you fall in love with yourself as well.